Now is Texas Congressman Louie Gohmert to talk more about this. Good morning to you, Congressman.
Good morning, Clayton.
What do you make of this latest move by the DOJ hiring this particular research firm?
Well, it shows they're pretty desperate. Anybody that has ever tried many cases or is a good lawyer at trying cases knows the last thing you want is a biased witness, a biased expert. They go out and they hire one of the most biased groups. I mean, they say it right on their website. They're out to help the progressives, the socialists, whatever you want to call them, to achieve their goal. They're going to help by giving them whatever results they want. And it further is a bit galling that they use taxpayer money in order to achieve that. But it shows their bias, and it shows that they can't find legitimate data to support their position. And if they looked at the very best data, which is actual voting results, like Georgia, the 2 elections they've had since they began to require a photo ID, they would find that minority voting went up. It didn't disenfranchise them. It disenfranchised the whites. They ought to be loving this if they look at actual results. But then again, going back a few years to Nancy Pelosi's statement, she told illegals, look, you know, you're the true patriots. You're the one that needs to take responsibility. And I tell you what, Clayton, it would scare me to death if I saw that my party was pushing to get criminal felons the right to vote and illegal aliens. Let's legalize illegals and encourage them to go out and vote illegally. If my party were hinging everything on illegals and felons voting, I think I'd have to change parties.
Well, of course, the Democrats disagree with you on that, and they say that this is no different than the GOP using other sort of or right-leaning different research firms to support and bolster their claims. And here are some of the past messages out of Catalyst, in fact, how they've supported. President Obama's 2008 presidential campaign research on that. This is part of their client list. The Democratic Governors Association, Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, the ACLU, the Pro-Choice America Foundation, and the Texas Democratic Trust. So a long list of progressive clients that they've had there.
Well, it does point up exactly what you were indicating. This is a biased group, and it shows one of two things. Either these are terrible people in court, or their arrogance from Chief Justice Roberts abandoning intellectual honesty to avoid being called a political Chief Justice is so strong they think they can get him to abandon intellectual honesty again. This is a biased group. The results are skewed. It's a dishonest study, and it's a shame that we're paying taxpayer dollars to hire this group.
Well, Congressman, the DOJ defending this group in court last month saying this, I'll get you to respond. They said I had previously conducted several studies using the Catalyst data, and all persons identified by Catalyst, again, this is the group, as black, white, or Hispanic, identified themselves in the survey as of the same race projected by Catalyst. There's the defense.
Yeah, and I read that, and that's as staggering as the fact they'd use tax dollars to hire a Democratic biased group. The fact is, they say nearly all of them. Well, what kind of survey group did they have? What was nearly? You know, with CBO, nearly is plus or minus 100%, as we saw with their scoring of health care. So to this group, nearly can be a devastating number when it comes to accuracy. It is outrageous. And I'll tell you what, it is a violation of equal protection. And I think this time maybe we'll have some AGs that will raise the equal protection argument that Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act violates equal protection. You had a majority of states, many of whom had districts with more racial disparity than any of those under Section 5. It's time to throw out Section 5 unless every state in America has to live under it. And I hope AGs will take notice and raise equal protection. So unless Chief Justice Roberts is going to again abandon intellectual honesty, I think we could get the Section 5 thrown out.
There he is, Congressman from Texas, Louie Gohmert. Always great to see you here on the show.
Thank you, Clayton. Great to see you, Clayton. Thank you.